tackle this, the first question, and that is, what are your qualifications for the position you're seeking?
Okay, real quickly, I would like to give you guys out in the audience congratulations. I think you all deserve a round of applause, so let's hear it. I've been on the Student Government Association for 3 years. My first year as a senator, there would have been half this many people on a good day. So I think you guys are doing a very good job of getting involved and getting informed about what's going to be the future of next year's Student Government Association. On the question, as I said, I've been in the Student Government Association for 3 years. I've served as the Student Government Vice President for 2 years. And in that time period, you could say I've had a chance to make every mistake in the book. And so as the next year goes on, if the election goes in our candidacy's favor, I believe that I have learned from my mistakes and can execute the job with more precision than I have in any years past.
Thank you. And Braden, what are your qualifications for position of Vice President?
Like Alex said, I would like to thank all of you for coming, and first off, introduce myself. I'm Braden Dreiling, and I am a political science student with an emphasis in pre-law. It is my second year here on campus. I'm from Hays, Kansas, and my entire life I have been involved as being a leader. It started in high school, and then ever since I've been here. I've been on Fort Hays Honor Society since my first semester, and I started out as the academic chair and moved up to the webmaster. Also during my time on campus, I have been a senator in the SGA. And one thing that I really wanted to see is bring what I have from other organizations and things that work well for them and bring it to SGA, because SGA is a fantastic organization, and I think it takes the greatest leaders to be in SGA, and that's why we have so many people running this year, because people are really realizing that we need great leaders, we need qualified people, and I think that's what we're bringing to the table. And I believe that my experience on campus really has made me a leader.
All right, thank you, Braden. And you get to go first on this next question, which is, will you have sufficient time to fulfill the responsibilities of the position?
First off, I'd like to point out that I'm an extremely busy student. Since being here on campus, I'm currently taking 21 hours. I go to Topeka once a week, and that leaves me with 5 classes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I obviously won't be taking that much if I have this position, and I'm also working as the intern, the governmental relations intern for Deborah Prideaux. And I can time manage. It's not a problem for me. I've been doing it my entire life. There are things you can manage, and time is one of them. I may not have as much time as the normal Fort Hays student to go out and do other activities, but I dedicate myself and my time to doing the best that I can. So I don't feel that I would have a problem because I can manage my time really well.
Thank you. And Alex, will you have sufficient time to fulfill the position?
For those of you who don't know, any exec staff position in Fort Hays State University for the Student Government Association is required to fulfill 20 office hours a week. And since I took this job 2 years ago, I have been a member of the cross-country and track team at Fort Hays State University. I've been a full-time student. And so, like I said with the first question, my experience over the past 2 years has given me a very good idea of what this job demands and the kind of time requirement, and I've always been able to make time. This year, I would say on an almost weekly basis, I'm in the office over 20 hours a week, trying to make sure that I am accessible to my senators, that I'm accountable to, and also to the student body. So time management will not be an issue for me in the coming year.
Very good. And Alex, what is a leader?
What is a leader? Kind of an interesting question. I think what a leader really is somebody who can stand up and do the right thing, not because people are watching and not because they want to look good in front of other people, but what a leader really is somebody who can stand up and be an example without necessarily trying to be, somebody who people just follow without having to be told to. A leader is not trained, a leader is not nominated, a leader becomes that on their own recognizance, and it's not always intended.
All right, Braden, what is a leader?
I think Carolyn hit it pretty well on the head earlier. A leader is someone who can listen to their constituents, but also do the right thing. And as Alex said, you're a born leader. People are better leaders than other people, and that's why they should take the initiative and lead the other members. I think a leader is someone who can really take a stand and do the right thing. And I think a leader is not only just getting up here and talking about it, a leader is going out and doing it. A leader sets an example. We aren't here because we want to talk and get the position. I think that the leader needs to go on after this, especially with the student government, and take the initiative and make the student government a better place.
Braden, you're first on the next question. What actions will you take to represent the student body?
Well, there are a number of things that I had planned for the upcoming semester had I become elected. The first thing that I think would be a fabulous idea is for the student organizations to represent them a senator. If a senator is the voice for the student organization, every student organization will have more say. So at the beginning of the year, a senator will be represented one or two student organizations, and they can attend the meetings and be the contact person for that student organization. So say you're a student organization president and you want a senator to attend your meeting because you have something important to talk about. You can email that senator and he or she will be willing to help out. He can be someone that can help you fill out the allocation forms, someone that can help you answer questions when needed, and if you have a question or concern, he or she can explain that. So that's one way to better represent the student body is by getting the senators out to actually represent their constituents.
Okay, and Alex, what actions will you take to represent the student body?
I think that next year, whatever the administration is, the best way for the administration to make sure that the students are adequately represented is to make sure that they're adequately informed. Going forward, you know, over the past year, what we've realized is that people are they don't really realize everything that SGA has accomplished over the course of the year and everything that SGA has participated in the course of the year. And so in order for us to represent our students, we have to get out there, we have to outreach to different organizations, classes, what have you, and be able to tell them, this is what's going on, what do you think of this? And that, by getting students informed, that will stimulate the conversation that will be necessary for students to get involved in the SGA process, whether it's directly participating as a senator or an exec staff member, or simply coming to open forum and expressing their opinion.
All right, Alex, next question. How do we make the campus more civically engaged?
You know, it kind of ties into the last question. The way that you get the campus engaged is that you have to get them informed. People aren't going to get actively engaged into a process that they don't understand. And so over the next year, as our administration, if Calvin and I hopefully win this election, what we plan to do is outreach with senators and exec staff to classes, to organizations, get them informed, and then the plan is that once we get them informed and give them an idea of what kind of processes take place in SGA and just around the campus generally, that people will be more apt and more willing to get involved, and then by proxy inspire others around them to do the same.
And Braden, same question. How do we make the campus more civically engaged?
I think it's all about communication. If student organizations work together, student organizations can do some amazing things on this campus. I don't think there's one student organization that doesn't do a good thing here. Every student organization has a purpose, and sometimes those purposes are overlapping. So these student organizations can work together, but if we give them a means to communicate and work together, I think the student body as a whole will benefit more.
All right, and next question goes to you first, Braden. How will you take a collaborative approach to involving student organizations?
Like I had said, getting senators to represent a specific organization and be the voice for that organization. Also some type of conversation between the organizations and between SGA. SGA is another student organization here. And our goal is to represent the students. We are no different than anyone else here. And I think if the conversation just starts between SGA and we inform the other organizations of what's actually going on and a little explanation to explain questions or concerns, I think everyone will be happier. Not only is SGA here during allocations time, we need to do more during the year, informing people what SGA does by having the What You Know About Fort Hayes. Like, that was perfect. People came out and asked questions, and it was really informative. I think more things like that would be great.
Alex, how will you take a collaborative approach to involving student organizations?
I'll go ahead and apologize.